Chào chú.
Chào chú. Ồ, Phúc Mập.
Đúng rồi. Dạ, chào chú. Rất là khỏe. Chào chú có khỏe không? Nha, chào anh. Anh tên như vậy.
Tên coi, biết nói tiếng Việt.
Các bạn ơi, Phúc Mập Day. Welcome to the road trip of Phúc Mập and his wife. As most of you know, we've been back in America visiting family, but not all the family is here in Florida. So after spending some time here, we're gonna drive up the Appalachians up to Kentucky. Now, when I was a kid, my family and I used to go to the Appalachians all the time, from Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, but I haven't been up there in years, so I'm very excited for my wife to experience the trip of my childhood, and we are the ones driving. Check out this car. Packed it in here, got the suitcases, of course got the camera gear, and don't forget our little guy in spirit riding with us, shotgun. So yes, very excited for this trip. Starting out early. From here to Atlanta, it should be about 8 hours. We want to hit some Vietnamese, huge Asian supermarket there, pick up some things, and then not sure if we're going to do it in one go. Maybe, if I'm up to it. If not, get a hotel and then drive up the next day. So we'll be updating along the road, but it's getting late. We're going to hit rush hour traffic. So let's go. Hour and a half into driving. First rest area on the interstates here in America. We have rest stops such as this, and of course we have these in Vietnam, but those are more like restaurants and gift shops. This is less. This is just pull over the side of the road, use the bathroom, take a break, walk your dog, get a snack out of the snack machine, and then back at it. 2 cups of coffee in. Of course, I'm already hitting the bathroom, but yeah. So far, so good. Not too much traffic. When we get into Atlanta, that's the problem. Atlanta's known for heavy traffic. One of my favorite things about road trips is fast food. Hello. Normally, you wouldn't want to be eating fast food all the time, but you have an excuse because you're on the road, trying to get something quick, trying to get something good. And well, guess what? Here we are now. We're here at Wendy's. Still have breakfast, and Mom gave us a bunch of coupons. Alright guys, so Wendy's là một nhà hàng fast food but cực ngon hơn McDonald's luôn. Có 2 cái breakfast baconator. Cái này là $5, so khoảng 125.000 Việt Nam đồng. So we've made a rest stop, we've made a Wendy's stop, and now back on the interstate, time to get some breakfast. My mom boiled some eggs for us, but let's be honest, nobody likes boiled eggs. I ate them for the protein, but you know, I'm trying to eat that. So Wendy's is a fast food restaurant in America, much better than McDonald's, in my humble opinion. But they have what's called the Baconator, and that's a play on words with the Terminator, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it's basically a lot of bacon. Let's try it out. And buy one, get one free. Can't go wrong with that. So it seems like we have sausage, egg, cheese, and a whole lot of bacon. Wow. Nothing but good things to say about this Baconator. This is amazing. If you followed me for any length of time, you know I'm addicted to coffee. Can I see the coffee bottle? Well, the wife and I have killed this whole bottle of cold brew, and we're only 4 hours into the trip. So if that tells you anything, and we had coffee before we left the house. So we just got a message from the brother-in-law, Vietnamese, of course, you know, wife's brother. And he said there's a really good pho restaurant outside of Atlanta, better than all the ones in Atlanta. So we're gonna make sure we hit that up if we have time after the Hong Kong supermarket. All right guys, here we are at the rest stop in Georgia. We have about 70 miles, 100 miles to Atlanta, I don't know. We're actually going outside of Atlanta, really trying to avoid going through there. Definitely don't want anything to do with that. We have the Hong Kong supermarket out to the east, And a little farther than that is Phở House. I have to admit, I do appreciate the Vietnamese style where the bus will pull over and all the guys, some of the girls will get out and just go on the side of the road. I think it's hilarious, and I'm not judging because I've taken part as well. I gotta say, Georgia gas prices are a lot cheaper. The last time I filled up, it was $3.39 in Florida, and here it's $2.86. So I mean, you're saving 50 cents a gallon. That's like $7. Một ai đó đang mặc ói ở bên kia, thấy không? Đây đi rồi, but that phụ nữ này đang ói nhiều. Trời ơi, nhìn đi mọi người ơi. Oh yeah, đó là ói. Good. Doesn't matter that we got gas somewhere else. Không sao đâu. We phải đến Buc-ee's. Sự thật là trước khi Phúc với Mỹ chuyến đi này chưa biết về Buc-ee's, mẹ của Phúc giới thiệu cho mình. Hình như Buc-ee's không chỉ là tiệm sang mà còn là một siêu thị cực đỉnh. Có nhiều đồ, nhiều đồ chơi, nhiều đồ ăn, đặc biệt là BBQ. BBQ ở đây rất là ngon mọi người ơi. So you can thấy là có nhiều đồ cho người đi du lịch, nhiều áo, nhiều quần, nhiều đồ chơi, quá nhiều luôn. Ước muốn của Phúc là Phúc có thể chia sẻ với mọi người mùi của chỗ này so thơm. Mẹ của Phúc nói là luôn luôn đồng đúc như vậy. À, rổ hả? I mean, tùy vào em muốn muối gì. Cho vợ cái rổ chắc chắn là sẽ mua nhiều đồ. Yeah, can I do a white chocolate macadamia nut cookie? Thank you so much. It's almost a crime to not stop at Buc-ee's if you see one on the road. We saw this 100 miles out. We're like, yeah, we have to come. You gotta get the famous barbecue sandwich. Here I have the chopped brisket, I think it is. I cannot express how much I miss barbecue from America. Yes, there are a couple barbecue places in Vietnam, but to be honest, nothing ever really impressed me. It impressed me because I hadn't had it in so long, and it was the only option. I'm not calling out any names, but there's only a few. But this is gas station barbecue, and this beats everything that I've tried in Vietnam. But as I was saying, if you have a gas station that gives you free Cholula hot sauce, I mean, you got my vote right there. Woo. Okay, đúng rồi. Packing it on. If I could start the Buc-ee's franchise over in Vietnam, that would blow Circle K and 7-Eleven out of the water. So I heard so much about the dreaded Atlanta traffic. And here we are. Thought I left early enough, thought I would avoid it. We're not even going in the city, we're going around the east side, but doesn't matter over here. We've been in traffic for a little while now. Mọi người ơi, tới rồi. Đây là chợ Hong Kong, Thái Atlanta. Có bánh đa này, có mì quảng khô này, có bánh phở tươi này. And một nhân viên nói chuyện với Phúc nói là nhiều đồ ở đây là xuất nhập khẩu, là được sản xuất tại Việt Nam nhưng mà mang đến đây và bán ở đây. Em ấy nói là cộng đồng Việt Nam ở Atlanta khá là to luôn. Chào chú.
Chào chú. Phúc Mập.
Đúng rồi.
Anh là Phúc Mập.
Đúng rồi.
Ôi, tôi
chào
biết.
chú.
Tôi xem vlog trên điện thoại.
Cảm ơn rất nhiều, cảm ơn rất nhiều.
Ủa, chị anh qua Mỹ rồi.
Mới với Mỹ tháng này.
Mới qua Mỹ tháng này.
Gặp gia đình của Phúc và gia đình của vợ. Gia đình của vợ. Dạ, đúng rồi. So, gia đình của vợ ở Kentucky, gia đình của Phúc ở Florida. And tại vì Covid, đây là lần đầu tiên với Mỹ trong 3 năm. Lâu lắm rồi. So, chú tin như vậy.
Tiếng Trung. Trung người Đà Nẵng.
Đà Nẵng hả?
Đà
Phúc
Nẵng.
rất thích Đà Nẵng, đi 4 lần rồi. Rất vui được gặp Trung. Thank you for saying hi.
Ok, chụp một bộ.
Tất nhiên.
Trung là 65 tuổi.
65 hả? Trẻ quá.
Trẻ quá. Ok.
Trung ơi, cảm ơn you. Rất vui được gặp Trung.
Rất vui được gặp Phúc Mập.
Cảm ơn nha. Hẹn gặp lại. We just sat down at Pho House here in Atlanta, Georgia. I wanted to hold back, giảm cân a little bit, but then I ended up with this. Trời ơi, to quá. Này có size XL, but this is size lớn. Size lớn cũng to, but ăn thử thôi. Whoa. Guys, I'm gonna say this is probably the most Vietnam-esque broth that I've had in America. This broth, you could tell me this was in Vietnam and I would believe you because this is just like Vietnam. That's fresh. And that's the difference between phở Mỹ and phở Vietnam. Whew. It's all about that. Just when I'm talking about having a lot of meat and then phở gives me more. Cái kem đã sinh ra ở Mỹ hay là Việt Nam?
Mới qua Mỹ.
Mới qua Mỹ. Quê hương ở đâu?
Việt Nam.
Quê hương ở Việt Nam.
Đà Nẵng.
Còn em thì sao?
Sài Gòn.
Sài Gòn luôn, quận nào?
Quận Phú Nhuận.
Phú Nhuận. Phúc đã xong ở Phú Nhuận. What's up, hàng xong? Nice to meet you guys. That's some of the best pho I've had here in America. Tastes just like Vietnam, obviously. Size and price was a bit more, but wife was pleased. I liked it. Now, let's go get a hotel. All right, guys, here we are. The Hilton in Duluth, Georgia. Truthfully, I wanted to make it to at least Chattanooga, but we spent so much time in the chợ Hong Kong and the Vietnamese restaurant. Glad to meet some fans and have some good conversations with people. Turns out a bunch of Vietnamese here came from Da Nang. Surprisingly, I know, but I did meet a guy from Phu Nhuận and a guy from Go Up. Anyway, here we are at the Hilton, and one of the big things is you can tell right away the differences in the rooms here in America versus Vietnam. I mean, a room like this in Vietnam, sorry about the mess, but a room like this in Vietnam would be like, I'd say about $40 maybe, even in Saigon. And over here it's like $134 a night. So around, what is that? I'd be like 3 million. All right, everyone, just checked out of the hotel. Day 2 on the road. We have to go back by the Hong Kong, pick up some more things, but it's on our way out, on way up to Kentucky. One good thing about this is the part we're going in Kentucky is an hour behind. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, in America, we use the time zones where Florida is 3 hours ahead of California. And where we're going in Kentucky is 1 hour behind us. So even if we get there at 8, technically we're there at 7. So you gotta be in Vietnam town, you might as well get some Vietnamese coffee. Came back to the Hong Kong and the Vietnamese area to get some tofu. Turns out tofu place is closed on Friday. Cà phê đen đá, không đường, nhưng mà bao nhiêu tiền một ly? $5 á? Mà cà phê Việt Nam có vị thật. It's rất là thú vị là trước khi đến Việt Nam, Phúc không uống nhiều cà phê. Nhưng mà sau khi đến Việt Nam, bắt đầu uống mỗi ngày. And rất là quen với vị của cà phê. But không chỉ là cà phê Việt Nam, nhưng mà cà phê pha bằng phin. Ở nhà có... Alo! Việt Nam số 1.
Chụp tấm ảnh với, chụp tấm ảnh.
Yeah, tất nhiên, chào anh. Là sao?
Dạ không.
Dạ không mà.
Phúc Mập.
Đúng rồi, chào anh. Chụp anh thôi. Bye. I'll meet you in there. Phúc ạ. Chào anh tên Nhi khỏe.
Tên Thiên còn á.
Cảm ơn Phúc Mập.
Dạ tự nhiên chào anh tên Nhi vậy.
Tên Khôi, biết nói tiếng Việt. Tên Khôi thấy Phúc Mập ở YouTube hoài à.
Cảm ơn nhiều. Cuối cùng là về Mỹ được. 3 năm rồi, tại vì mùa dịch không về được.
Mùa dịch cộng không cho hả?
Nam á hả?
Nam
làm gì?
Giáo viên tiếng Anh, YouTube, MC, TV, tất cả.
Cả luôn.
But bây giờ ai không nhận ra là có không động Việt Nam lớn như thế này.
Ở đây nhiều mà.
Trời đất ơi.
Bằng Cali rồi.
Quá nhiều.
Có vợ Việt Nam luôn không?
Gõ ở bên kia.
Má nói gì you fish shop.
Fish sauce. Tất nhiên.
Mắm nêm.
I can uống mắm tôm. Alright, Khôi ơi.
Ok, take care,
Cảm
ok.
ơn nhiều. Rất vui được gặp anh. Hẹn gặp lại anh.
Uống cà phê.
Đang uống rồi anh.
Thôi uống cà phê đi.
Say rồi, uống 1 ly nữa thì chết giờ. Chào anh.
Vietnamese.
Biết nói tiếng Việt mà không phải là người Việt. Dạ chào chú. Rất là khỏe. Chào chú có khỏe không? Chào mọi người. Mời mọi người. Không phải là bia, but vâng cheers cà phê. Mời mọi người. Dạ hiện tại đang đi đến Kentucky. Owensboro. Yeah, it's gia đình của vợ ở Kentucky, so đi từ Florida.
Ở ngoài á, nhìn thấy trẻ hơn.
Nhìn trẻ hơn, cảm ơn nhiều. Ôi giời ơi. Thật còn mai chi, tất cả đóng cửa thư sao. Đóng cửa thư sao. Nên là bên kia cũng vậy. Xui xẻo quá. Can I get some chicken McNuggets? Hey, thanks. Have a good one. The wife's been waiting to compare the chicken McNuggets in America to the chicken McNuggets in Vietnam. Here we go. She finally has a chance to do it. Oh, they look good. Probably not real chicken, but tastes good. On our second day, we're finally making it out of Georgia. Now we're about to make it over into Tennessee. And this is one thing about America that I just absolutely love. The different states. And why is that? Well, not only do they have different specialties of food, different landscapes, landmarks.
Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
Thank you, Waze. And different things. But one thing about America is that the different states have different laws. So if you don't like the laws or the way they do something in a state in America, you're free to move to another state that is more suited to what you're looking for. I've said this before on my channel, but I don't like to get into politics and things like that because I'm an entertainer. My opinion doesn't matter when it comes to politics. I have one, you have one, whatever else. But when it comes to the states in America, I know the states that do what I enjoy, give me the freedoms that I want, and those are the states that I want to live in. There are other states which, you know, I don't think I could ever live in, but I'm not going to say anything about them because I'm sure a lot of my fan base, it's in the states. And here we are, finally in Kentucky. I was gonna film the road, but to be honest with you, it was just a single road and not even many cars. So now here we are at a nail shop in Kentucky. No stereotypes, I know, come from Vietnam, work at a nail salon in Kentucky, but luckily all my coworkers are Vietnamese. So I'm helping out here a little bit, and then we'll have more videos from Vietnam coming out soon. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course, follow me on Facebook for more. Until next time. Hẹn gặp lại and chúc mừng năm mới.